Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to y'all about the Katt Williams interview. I simply want to talk about the Katt Williams interview is because Katt Williams can always be controversial due to the fact that he says stuff that people can't say. And we're living in a society right now where you can't state stuff or say anything without anybody getting butthurt. A lot of people in the world get butthurt when people tell the truth. People literally want to fight this man all because he stated an opinion. Opinion. Or facts. I grew up watching Mark Curry on Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I watch that show faithfully. I love that show. I used to watch that. I used to watch In the House, Family Matters, Full House. I was different. The Steve Harvey show was alright. It wasn't all that, but it was alright. But when Katt Williams brought up the fact that Steve Harvey show was a copy of Hanging Mr. Cooper, I kind of can see the similarities because both of them was principals, both of them was comedians. I saw the similarities in the backgrounds. And I also respected the fact that Katt Williams gave Bernie Mac his flowers. And I respect that because to me personally, I think the best comedians in the world is Katt Williams. I almost froze. Katt Williams, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, and of course my boy George Carlin. But one thing Katt and George Carlin have in common is they are both smart and they are both knowledgeable. And if George Carlin was alive today, he would have loved that interview. And I'm a stand-up comedian. I am not the best comedian, but I am a rookie comedian. I love to do comedy. And sometimes in comedy, once you just say stuff out of the blue and tell the truth, some people like it, some people don't. And we're living in a society where everybody is soft. Everybody in the society, damn near every person on this earth got to be soft. You can't say nothing without anybody getting butthurt or afraid. And triggered is the word. It's like releasing a gun and you pulling the trigger. You keep pulling the trigger. And the more you pull the trigger, you're going to waste bullets. So Katt Williams had that gun and kept pulling the trigger. And people just kept shooting the bullets. But notice how I'm shooting all over the place? That's what they doing. They going all over the place. People are upset. But a lot of people are not, what do you say? They're not in denial about the situations at all. Like I said, I grew up on Hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was a good television show. I like that better than the Steve Harvey show. Mark Curry is a comedian that don't get a lot of respect. I grew up in the 90s. I love that show faithfully. Like I said, I used to watch that. In the House, Full House, Family Matters, you name it. I love it. I love that show. And like I said, if George Carlin was alive, he would have agreed with Katt Williams on this situation. Because too many people of our culture have to wear dresses. Even white comedians have to wear dresses. You don't have to wear a dress because you sold to just sell yourself to the devil. He even mentioned Gary Owens. That's why Gary Owens is stuck right now because he hasn't sold his soul to the devil or have to wear a dress. I respect Gary Owens. He's a very good comedian too. So I don't get the fact that people want to hurt Katt and down him. And as African Americans, one thing we do a lot is we kill each other and we hurt each other. But when somebody tell us how it is, we wanna get mad and we want to get in our feelings. We want to do the most. And in the comedy world, all you gotta do is like the rappers, diss them back or say something. But these dudes went all in and pulling up old receipts. If you're gonna roast somebody, think of some different material. Don't be the same person pulling up older videos that occurred because the past is the past. That don't define you. That doesn't define you. At the end of the day, for him to be that type of person to expose y'all for y'all bullshit and y'all get mad at him, that shows that he wins. And also, some people have the audacity to say, well, he's super smart. Okay? If Katt Williams went to college right now, he'll be smarter than every single comedian and most of us in the world because he read. And that's one thing wrong with a lot. That's one thing that's wrong with some African American people I have came in contact with. Some people I have came in contact with in my culture of traveling the world, working on a cruise ship, working in the federal government by the White House. I did a lot of things. And one common denominator is my people don't like to read. Somebody said we can hide something in a book and black people never know about it, and that's true. Sometimes I don't like to read. But at the end of the day, let me see. I don't have it with me. But I read like my comedy books and stuff. Like I read a book about how to do comedy. I read a book about how to do a video. And when you read and your brain retains that knowledge, it feels really good. It's like exercise. Your brain is a muscle. So the more knowledge you get, the more smarter you be. And that's what separates Katt from everybody else because these comedians, here it is. These comedians are chess level comedians. I'm sorry, checkers level comedians. Katt is chess level, not checkers, chess. Meaning you can play a cheap little boring little game that you can get from the dollar store that you can play on your phone. But when you playing chess, man, that right there takes a lot of knowledge. And hold on, my phone ringing. That right there takes a lot of knowledge. And a lot of people a lot of people don't have that knowledge. A lot of people don't have that knowledge because a lot of stuff is hidden inside of a book. So I don't know, man. My phone interrupted me because I'm producing a good podcast. But for you to be super, super smart and somebody insult you, try to insult your intelligence by calling you all types of names. And name calling shows that you're kind of weak. You're very weak. You're very, very weak. And again, I'm so happy that Katt called out Bernie Mac and gave him his flowers. Many people don't mention Bernie Mac. Many people don't talk about Bernie. So I respect Katt wholeheartedly for talking about Bernie Mac because he is one of the GOATs. And again, I wish, man, I know in an alternate reality, Katt and George Carlin are both talking about this, about how smart they are and everything, and just saying, look at these idiots that I exposed. I'm telling the truth and they're acting like idiots. I win. And it makes me feel good about that. And the thing about Katt, he even gave money to Lil Boosie when he was in jail. He blessed that man because one thing about Katt Williams grew up in a Christian household and he told his parents that he wanted to be a comedian and he don't want to disappoint his parents. So he basically told them the truth about who he's going to be. And that right there makes you feel good because it's like you can relate to that. Some of us can relate to being different and being raised a certain type of way and pursuing our dream. And it's like, yo, maybe, you may want me to do this, but I'm going to do this. Because in the African American community, one thing we do have is a lot of people that try to control us. Family try to control us and everything. And once you tell them, oh, I want to do something, like I want to be a comedian, or I want to be a director, or I want to be an actor, or I want to be a basketball player, I want to be a football player. Lots of times, sometimes they doubt you. And once they doubt you because they raised you to play something. They probably raised you to play an instrument and you want to play basketball. Or your dad may be a basketball player, but you want to probably be a musician. But they like, wait a minute, you got too much talent to do that. And once you blow up, you're going to be successful. But at the end of the day, that Katt Williams interview is probably one of the best probably one of the best interviews in the world because he's telling it like it is. And like I say this a lot. As African Americans, we kill people. We kill each other so much. So I would rather see us have a debate or argument or discussion amongst each other. I would love for all those comedians that he spoke to just have a positive outlook on it and talk about it. They all have some type of debate or anything, have a room where they can all talk and air out their grievances so they can feel good about it. But instead, everybody want to be children and tuck tail and be immature about the situation. This man is stating his opinion, which is literally a fact about how people are. And it annoys me that people are getting mad. I saw in a interview years ago where he talked to I forgot, it was one of the scary movies he was in, and he talked about black men in dresses. And that's a thing that's keep coming on. That's the humiliation. Humiliation. Screw it. Y'all know what the fuck I mean. But at the end of the day, We don't have to sell our soul to wear a dress to be great. To be great, you have to be original. And sometimes you got to be real. And once you're original and you're real, or both, or either or, that's what separates you from everybody else. And that's what separates Katt from the other comedians. Because no disrespect to some of them, not all, but most of them niggas is stupid. Most of them niggas ain't went to school. Some of them have a high school education, this, that, and the fourth. Katt can have an education, but he chooses not to be in the system. Get a piece of paper because he know he's smart. He don't need a piece of paper to say, "Hey, yo, I'm smart." I like, yeah. It's people that own businesses, that's billionaires, that owns damn near countries and states that didn't even go to school. But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? They was part of that 1% that retained their knowledge and was networking, and they were super super smart, and they knew what they were doing, and they followed under somebody else's footsteps. So why get mad at Katt? Why get mad at Katt for telling the truth about a situation? Why get mad at him and want to hurt him? Like, one do you want to fight him? What the fuck? You want to fight him for his opinion? Are you serious right now? Like, oh, I want to fight this dude because bro, grow the fuck up. If somebody has something to say to you, screw it. Because at the end of the day, you're very important for him to mention you. For him to mention you, you're credible. He's giving you credibility. But to me, what makes credibility incredible is when that person that try to give you credibility, you down their credibility. So that makes that person more credible, more credible, more credible. It's like they're soaking it in like a sponge, and it's making them better. And that's gearing fans away from you. It's like, oh, these fans are away. Oh, these fans are away. Oh, these fans are away. It's like, dude, why you acting like this? That's why I like Katt Williams, because I'm not on the wagon. I ain't on the wagon. I've never been on the wagon. I've never been on the following wagon. If somebody died that was my favorite rapper, I support it. But if it's somebody I didn't like, I'm not gonna support it. If it's an actress or an actor or anybody or a wrestler that died, and I'm not a fan of them, I'm not gonna go like, oh, I'm so sad. No, I don't. I wouldn't give a shit because I wasn't a fan of them, and I didn't give a shit about them, and I didn't care about them. And that's one thing society do now. They want to jump on a bandwagon and be followers and everything. I've been fucking with Katt Williams for a long time. I think he's one of the funniest comedians ever. I don't think Kevin Hart is funny. Steve Harvey can be a funny a little bit. Mark Curry is funny. But he doesn't get his flowers. He doesn't get his respect. Mainstream media want to promote Steve Harvey because to me, Steve Harvey is an Uncle Tom. And I don't get it. I don't like Uncle Tom people that want to say, yes, sir, massa. Yes, sir, massa. Put the dress on. Be a bitch. Be yourself. Be yourself, because even if you're not putting on a dress, you still a networking sheep. And it's hard. It's hard for people. Not, I can't say hard for people like Katt Williams to get a special, but Katt Williams get a special because he has his own money. He can pay for his own special. It's so many things he can do. It's amazing. But at the end of the day, I respect comedians like Katt. And I definitely respect comedians like Monique, who said people like Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry and Oprah, well, mainly Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry treated her like shit. And I could believe it, especially with Tyler Perry. You can see that Tyler Perry hates African American people anyway, based upon the content that he produced. He literally treats African Americans like shit when it comes to television. He depicts black people as villains and evil. Then the white people, he depict them as powerful, godlike warriors and shit like that. Ugh, it's disgusting. Yes, he has his money. I give it to him. But there's so many people that's cultists of Tyler Perry that makes me upset. But people like, you just mad at him. Why the fuck would I be mad at him? Now, he doesn't have an Oscar, which is not much because I feel like that's rigged and staged. He hasn't won many awards. And I give him kudos for opening his own studio. And I give this man kudos and praises and flowers for giving many legendary actors more money than Hollywood has ever gave them before in roles. This man gets so many opportunities, it's amazing. But that doesn't give That doesn't equate to the amount of bullshit that this man produced. Because since 2000 and I think 5 or 6, whenever he produced his first movie, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, the movie, fuck it. Ever since he produced the play in the late 90s, it was always painting black men bad, black women bad or weak, or want to attack a person and throw grease on them. Like, that's annoying. And I don't like that. That's why I like directors like David E. Talbot. David E. Talbot was a phenomenal director and stage play. And he made movies like First Sunday and everything, but he doesn't get the credibility because you know why David E. Talbot doesn't get the credibility? Similar to these comedians. David E. Talbot is not a yes man. He not using God to get monetary gain like Tyler Perry, like I mentioned in my last video. David E. Talbot is staying in his own lane because he has his own studio. And many people may not know about him, but they got to give that man respect because he produced really good television. Really good movies and everything. He even produced a movie on Christmas a couple of Christmases ago on Netflix. But he doesn't get his credibility. Tyler Perry do. And I bring up Tyler Perry is because he's one of the men that got to wear dresses to get a role and to just get fame. Yet Katt Williams' motto is just be real. Be genuine. Be authentic. Own up to his mistakes. I don't get it. Twice in history, the Boondocks and his television show about Donald Glover called Atlanta made a parody of Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry was upset about that. And one thing about our culture, we're gonna make jokes. And sometimes we may not mean no harm. So why get triggered? Why get mad? But when a white man do it, y'all cool with it. When a white man do it, everybody want to be cool with it. And I want to bring it up because shows like South Park, Family Guy, shits on African Americans, special needs people, and everything, and they ain't canceled. But when black people say some shit real or just bring up something controversial on television, oh, that show want to get canceled. But yet South Park can say nigger, retard, faggot, and it don't get canceled. Hopefully I don't get demonetized. But at the end of the day, it just annoys me that occurs. That white people get away with stuff. But once they sell their soul to that white man or that devil or Hollywood, they get away with stuff. They can make a TV show. Or this, that, and the fourth, or have a good time movie deal. Why don't you go out there and work hard? Why don't you go out there and be the best you can be? If Katt Williams can do it, you can do it. Even Michael Jackson mentioned this, not the dresses and stuff, but just mentioned the weird stuff about they don't care about us, meaning, y'all gotta do your research, man. Every single body that exposed BS in Hollywood is pretty much dead. Your boy Tiny Lister, aka Debo, said in an interview a couple years ago that he was offered to wear a dress and he said, hell no. Then years later, that man died. So every time we mention that subject, people want to die. Y'all want to kill us off. And it's like, well, that's just a matter of coincidence. It's not a matter of coincidence. Once we tell the truth, you want to kill us. Look at that chick Jaguar Wright. Oh my God. She says a lot of stuff. But a lot of stuff trigger people when they say she's just a miserable, old, mean lady. But she's speaking facts. She's speaking facts about morons like P. Diddy, who's grooming younger boys. And then, I don't know, man. We got perverts like P. Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly. People still worship them like they're gods. People still worship R. Kelly like he's a god. Ooh, he did this to this child. He may be a pedophile, but I still love his music. Ooh, Harvey Weinstein. I may go to support this movie of the Weinstein Company, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on and on and on. And when people like Katt Williams may speak the truth on topics, people want to get butthurt because he's telling the truth. Everybody in the world, you got to hear the truth because the truth is going to make you better. And a lot of times when you tell the truth about things, sometimes it's not always a bad thing. It's just exposing bullshit. Yet people want to preach a positive propaganda about a lot of these people. But hey, give me a subscribe and listen to my channel, and have a good day.